Hi, my name is Cassandra Bellantoni. I'm a chef, a writer, a field producer, and a mother to a grown daughter who's a successful political journalist in Washington, D.C. I'm also a cashier at Whole Foods in Los Angeles, where thankfully I am able to keep up with people more than half my age in order to have a job that gets me health insurance. Today I'm 53 years old, I'm 135 pounds, and I'm definitely more attractive now than I was when I was in my 40s. Just a few years ago I was battling cancer, breast cancer, and during that fight for my life I became 70 pounds overweight. The reason I'm in good shape today is the fact that I changed everything about my life, and it's truly paid off. I'm an Italian and Greek chef specializing in that cuisine. I am a professional. I had a restaurant and everything, and I was very comfortable cooking lots of very high carb foods and, drinking plenty of alcohol. And the truth be told, I really feel that my diet contributed to me getting breast cancer at such a young age. I was 44 when I was diagnosed. I was also a single mom most of my daughter's life and an entrepreneur. I owned a lot of businesses, and I didn't handle stress very well, and I had a lot of it. I grew up in a pretty difficult environment. I grew up in foster homes, but one thing I could always do was cook, and so I started cooking very young, and I gravitated to the restaurant business to make sure that I wouldn't starve, quite frankly. And as my daughter grew up, I had my first restaurant when I was 24 years old, and my daughter came with me to work, and she grew up in restaurants, and a big part of my personality was cooking for people. I received a lot of positive feedback and reinforcement and love because I could cook, and people loved that about me. So that's also been hard to tell people, I don't really cook like that anymore. I'm sure I'd love to make linguine portofino for my friends, or a delicious risotto. I know they're gonna love it, but at the end of the day I don't eat like that anymore. So I've had to learn how to simplify my diet, and that's the kind of food that I cook now, and that's been a little bit of an adjustment too. I don't want to make it sound like everything was sweetness and light and easy. This has been a difficult journey for me. It's a slow process. I was still very sick for several years. Finally, I was starting to take care of myself a little bit, but during that process I found out that my husband had been cheating on me, and it was really devastating. I ended my marriage, and for the first time in my life I was alone. Even though he wasn't my first husband or my daughter's father, I'd basically been married or living with my daughter or somebody from the time I was 16 years old. At the end of the day, I'm really glad it all happened as it did. In a way, my husband, I dodged a huge bullet. He saved me by doing this, because if he hadn't have cheated on me, I probably would have ended up dead. I think that I probably would have stayed in the situation I was in under an incredible amount of stress, running his life, running my life, taking care of him and not myself, and I probably would be dead by now. So in a way he did me a favor. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's true. And the other thing is that I started to become pretty creative after I separated from my husband. I started writing for Huffington Post, and I started really going on a journey within, and that was important for me. And that's when I decided that I wanted to teach children how to cook and how to understand organic food and where it comes from and why it's important to connect with what you eat. And so I produced a show called Fantasy Feast, and it was a reality/cooking show for children. And I moved to Los Angeles to get that kicked off, to try to pitch that show and see if I could make it work. But the truth of the matter is that the footage of me in it, I'm so heavy, I just feel really uncomfortable. So I haven't pitched it. I haven't shown it to anyone. I'm hoping that maybe at this point I'll be able to reshoot some of that footage and get it produced. It's something that's pretty important to me, and I still think it's a great idea. So, maybe there's a chance about that. Today I'm on an anti-inflammation diet, which is very strict and nearly all organic. I walk several miles a day with my dogs, and I attend Zumba classes, and I practice mindfulness meditation. I have learned to simplify my life a lot to avoid stress that plagued me for years, and I would truly love to share the things I've learned. The experiences that I've had have brought such positive changes to my life. I'm really living la dolce vita. I'm very grateful for everything I have going in my life, and if I can help others and share my story and tell people about the anti-inflammation diet, I would really love that. So thanks. Hope I get a chance to do it.